So the book shopping failed. Like, it crashed and burned. Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and today we are doing my November reset. Now, I've not done one of these videos before, but I've thought about doing them for quite a while and I decided to run it past everyone on Discord. They seem to really like the idea, so we're going to give it a try. Now, a reset video, for those that you don't know, is watching what a person does to get themselves ready for the next month. I love watching these videos. I'm a very organised person, so I love seeing how other people prepare for the month ahead. It makes me really motivated and really inspired to get myself ready. But generally speaking, it's watching people. Sometimes it's cleaning and getting their just their space ready and nice and decluttered for the month ahead. Sometimes it's actually decorating, so I loved seeing the ones setting up for October with all the decorating that was going on. Other times it's actually setting up things like bullet journals and getting all of that ready. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to be, so you may want to get yourself a nice little beverage of choice, but the first thing I want to do is actually set up my journal. Now, I have lots of different journals and I think that's what this video is mainly going to be focused on, is all the different journals that I have and how I set up for the month ahead, because I do set them all up. So the first one I want to tackle is my bullet journal. Now, I used to bullet journal consistently and then I actually took a break for this year where I wasn't bullet journaling anywhere near as much and honestly stopped doing it. I did try Notion for a little while where I had all my to-do lists and stuff on Notion. Unfortunately, it wasn't fully working for me, and so I tested going back to bullet journaling in October, and so far I found it so helpful. It's just so nice having everything in one place, and as much as I could buy a normal diary, it doesn't have all the things that I want it to have, so I just find this easier, making it myself. So that's the first thing we're going to do, is set up for November, and I'll obviously talk you through the different spreads that I use and stuff. We'll go through that once it's all done, and then we're going to go through some of the books I need to read for the month. Not all of them, because I do have my November TBR video that's still going to go up, but I would like to talk about just a couple of books I have to read. For example, I have my November book club pick, which again is at Discord, so if you want to join in Discord, you can join us over there. We have a monthly book club. You also get to hear about video ideas first and all of that sort of stuff, so if you want to join in, you can. It's always linked below. So we've got the November book club pick to talk about, and also I'm going to use this video for any videos that I want to come out in the month or in the next coming months where I want to read certain books for those videos, and so I'll talk about that as well. And then we'll just see, probably at the end of the month, taking down all the Halloween decorations, giving the space a little bit of a spruce up and stuff. We're just going to roll with it and just see. I do all of these things getting ready for the month ahead regardless, so I figured why not just try filming it, see how you like it. If you like it, or if there's things that you would like to see included as well, then do let me know in the comments below. This is definitely a video that is going to be growing and changing as we try out different things and see what works. We're going to give it a try. I'm looking forward to it, and just gives me a bit of company while I get myself ready for the month ahead, even though I do start getting ready early, because I have to do that. It is the only way that works. I am so organised, and that is something you're going to see in this video. We're opening the can of worms of Kirsten's organisation list, because I feel like it's a bit extreme, but I also feel like it has to be, and it's the thing that makes it work for me. We're gonna run with it. So I think for the first bit of this video, I'm going to finish my chai latte and set up the November spreads, and then after that I'm actually heading out this afternoon, so I'll probably pop back in maybe a couple days time and we'll talk about the rest of all the things that I want to get done in this video. So I hope you enjoy the b-roll, and I'll catch up with you in a couple of days time, although for you it'll be a couple moments. I'll see you soon. It's been over a week since we've done the November bullet journal setup, and I really like this. As you see, it is really, really simple. We don't have loads to it. It's mainly just a title page, the monthly to-do list, which the only thing I added in here is my yoga. I like to keep track of yoga. I try and do it every single day, so I like to tick off and just see how much progress I'm making with that. And then we go straight into the weekly layouts, and on each of the start of the week I like to have my weekly to-do list, and then it's a simple daily setup. Really, really basic, but it really helps keep me focused and able to do things, and I really like this scrapbooking effect to it, whereas previous times, like so last year when I was using a bullet journal more, I would create artwork for it, and I just found it really time consuming and it wasn't working for me. This works really well. The next journal we're going to be setting up though is the reading journal, and again this is a lot more simple. So I used to do reading journal videos and I would have loads of spreads. I would have notes pages, I would have days that I've read, I would have book of the month and things like this, but then half the pages I just wasn't using. Like if we get further in, like you'll just see blank empty spaces because I just wasn't using it, and it just felt like such a waste. And then at the start of the year I really dialed it down, so I didn't do any title pages or anything like that. I literally just had it like this, which was fine for half the year, but then I was like, you know what, I really miss doing this. So now we're going to set up, and it's very basic spreads. We have a title page, we will do a TBR page, and then a book haul page, and that is it. The only times it gets added extra is if we have a readathon that we're doing. So like the Tackle Your TBR readathon will have an extra spread in there. And other than that, the only other things I actually use consistently are the monthly statistics page and the books that I've read. So I'll update this every time that I read a book. Although technically I don't do it every single time. I'll do it like maybe once I've read 2 or 3 books, and then I'll update this. And that's it. Nice and simple, but I really find this useful in doing my wrap-up videos, so I can just check all the books that I have read. Especially helpful for ebooks because I don't have a physical copy. I find that I forget about them a lot, so this is really helpful for that. Also my book haul videos, even my TBR videos, if it comes up with a thrifted book, because I write next to it whether it's been thrifted or gifted or things like this, it helps with all of that as well. So this is really, really helpful. I love having a reading journal, and I really like being able to do the slight themes to it and do the title pages again. So yeah, I like this, but I don't bother keeping track of the days that I've read or writing down my thoughts in it. I just don't feel the need. So we need to do that, and then the very last journal is my video journal. This battered journal, absolutely battered, is something that stays in my bag at work. When I get a spare 5-10 minutes at work, I will go through and just think of different ideas that I want to do as videos. Some of these ideas turn into actual videos, such as the vampire video, the dark academia video. Some of them I'm like, that I like this idea, but I need to read some more books to actually be able to do this idea fully, and so I'll start thinking about trying to incorporate that so that I have a couple of those books in each TBR for the month, and eventually we'll be able to get to a point where I can do a video around this. Or it could be an idea that I'm like, oh, this could be fun, and then I actually think about it and I'm like, actually no, this doesn't work, and so I'll scrap that video. And so that's where all the idea making happens, is in here. I tried doing it on Notion, and I do have some things still in there, but I find pen and paper just works for me. It really works for me. Once I've got a good amount of videos that I have ideas of what I want to do, I then do a layout like this, which just details the dates, because I know that every Friday and Sunday I want to be posting a video. Fridays are always vlogs, so that means Sundays I need to come up with the videos, and occasionally I'll have more than what I need for the month, and so those will come out on a Wednesday. That's where all the rough planning happens. It's all in here, and then when we're finalising what I want to do for the month, it gets transferred into here. So this used to be my bullet journal. This was last year's bullet journal, well, end of the year last year. It was fine, but like my reading journal, I just stopped using it. I wasn't finding it helpful, and so we changed it to this. Very, very simple, and this is what I've been doing all year, and I find this really, really helpful, and I'm going to continue on with this format. Very simply, we have a monthly spread here, and this is just where I put in all the dates that video is going to come up and what video is going to be on those dates. And then on this page I will have the different videos and then these 3 little boxes, so I will put on here ticking them off to say whether they've been filmed edited and then uploaded. And so it's just a way for me to track the different videos that I'm doing. I do have some videos already prepped because there are certain videos that will always be on there, and that's the previous month's wrap up, the TBR for the following month, and any, like, if it's a readathon announcement time or if it's a readathon video. So there'll be certain videos which are always ready to go in here, which I have done for the end of the year. So what I need to do is transfer over the rest of the ideas that I had and put in all the dates and do everything from here into here, and then I will make a digital copy of this for Discord. If you're a part of my Discord, it's free. You can join. Anyone wants to join, there'll be a link below. Part of the perks of being on Discord is you get to see my monthly ideas for my videos, and so I'll do a digital copy like this, and it will just have all the videos that I'm hoping to do, and if anything changes in that, Discord are the first people to know. And there we go, that's it. It's a very rough overview. If you actually want to know a bit more into how I do my filming, how I do that and get it all ready and stuff, then I can go into that in a different reset video. But I think for this video I've decided I want to focus it on mainly just my journals. So I have my 4 journals, and these really do help me keep on track of everything. Very pleased with that. So we need to do my reading journal. That's going to be the next thing we do. And then I said at the start of this video that we were going to be talking about some books that I want to read in November, which we will be doing, but we're also going to be going book shopping before that because there's a book that I really want to get that actually releases tomorrow. So we're going to go and get that book, and then once I've got that, we're going to talk through some of the books that I want to read in November. So we'll talk about that once we've got that book, and then we'll wrap up this video. But that's it for this little update. Let's get to sorting out this reading journal, and like I said, I'll check back in once I've actually got that book, and we can talk about all the little changes that I'm making to the November TBR and go from there. Been a couple more days, but we did finish my reading journal. As we saw, the angles for that were not the best, but I filmed this as a reel, so I have it up on my Instagram, sometimes to TikTok if I remember. Honestly, TikTok, I always forget to post on there. I honestly forget to go on there. I actually prefer Instagram. That's what I do. I film my reading journal spreads as a Instagram reel, so hence the camera angle was a bit awkward because my phone was in the main shot and I had to make sure that was right. Anyway, I like doing it very similar to my bullet journal with the scrapbooking aesthetic. It just really works for me. I have so many journaling supplies from my vintage journal, which I try and do about once a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, where I just create little spreads, and this is more of like a personal diary journal entry. And I have so many supplies for this that just don't get used, and so I thought, you know what, why not do all of my journal setup in that sort of style because it is a style I genuinely adore. Journaling wise, we're all set up, which is amazing. As we saw, we have also cleaned and spruced up the space, which is very nice. Do I miss the Halloween decorations? Yes, because Halloween is my favourite. I adore it, but it's also good to just clean the space and like dust the shelves. It takes ages, so it does need doing. So yeah, that was all done. Now we have to acknowledge the fact that I said that I was going to go book shopping and then no B-roll of the book shopping appeared, and that is because, well, I did go book shopping and I went book shopping for that one specific book, except they didn't have it. So I went to my local town, the local Waterstones, and they didn't have the book. They said they were waiting actually for the delivery. They had no stock at all. I then went to the local WH Smith's, which is, if you're not in the UK, it's like a stationery / bookstore / post office. They didn't have a copy either. And then I decided, you know what, let me check Click and Collect for Waterstones and just see if any of the stores in London have a copy. Yet they didn't. None. Absolutely none. And then I checked Foyles, and they didn't have any. And my partner was in central London at the time, so he went to Forbidden Planet, and they didn't have a copy. So the book shopping failed. Like, it crashed and burned, and I was so upset because I love going book shopping for this particular book. I don't pre-order it because I want to go there and choose the particular style. Makes sense for the book that it is. But my partner, because I'd sent him the picture of what I wanted, he actually ordered it for me. So let's just move into what I want to read in the month of November. Obviously I'm not going into all of it because we do have my November TBR, but we have one swap out, the book club read, and the book that we were going shopping for, which hopefully next time we do a book shopping bit, we actually get the book shopping part. It's A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Gabar. I am so excited for this book. I love this series. It is a really cute, whimsical YA fantasy series. It is just adorable. We're following a main character, Evangeline, and she is so innocent and sweet, and she constantly wants to believe the best in people, and yes, that leads her astray at times because people do take advantage of that, but she refuses to believe that there aren't good people, that she's just like, you know what, yes, this might have happened, but I still believe there's good in these people, and she is just so lovely. Now, some people don't like it because she's so sweet, but I love it. It is the perfect read for that cuteness, and I adore it. It's kind of a spin-off to the Carvel trilogy. You don't necessarily need to read the Carvel trilogy to read this series. It does have spoilers for the very end of that series, so it's up to you. But we have Evangeline and Jax. Now Jax is a fate. Fates are these almost godlike beings, and Jax, well, the Fates, because they're godlike beings, they don't really see things the way people would. And she goes to Jax in the first book to be like, stop this wedding. The person that I love is getting married to my stepsister. I don't want this to happen. You know, please just stop this wedding. And so he does. And it's in such a way that she did not want. And she's like, no, 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 this can't be the case. And then it sets off this whole series of events. It's so good. I absolutely love it. The second book ended on such a cliffhanger. I've been waiting a whole year for this book. So excited to finally have my hands on it. But the reason why I don't normally pre-order these is because under the dust jacket on the UK versions, there are 4 different designs, and just look at how stunning that is. And so I love going into stores and looking under every single copy that they have underneath all the dust jackets to then choose the design that I want. But my partner ordered this one, and actually, to be fair, this is the design I wanted. I'm really, really happy with it. Each of them have this, and the same for the Carvel books. I didn't realise that at the time for the Carvel books because that was at a time like before I was checking things like designs under the dust jackets and stuff, but they each have a design under the dust jacket and each one is unique as well. So I love that. I love that they've continued with the continuity of it, and these books are so gorgeous. So yeah, I am so happy with that. So this is definitely a book I'm going to be reading in November. I'm planning on reading this. By the time this video goes out, I should then be starting this book. That is the hope, because I am so excited for it. I really want to read it, and just look at everything on this. It's absolutely gorgeous, and on the back it says, "May the best villain win." It is just, oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And this is definitely a series that I know I'm gonna reread and enjoy and just love. It's gonna be great. So yeah, that's that one. Then, as I mentioned, we have a book club pick, and that's for my Discord. Every single month we put in votes for what book we would like to read for the month, and the one with the most votes wins. And this time it is The Body in the Library by Agatha Christie. This is a Miss Marple book. Very excited to read this. Cozy murder mystery. Always love that. I have read this one, but I'm excited excited to do the reread of it, and I think it's going to be a grand old time. Then I have been talking about this book for a while now. That's War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. The problem I have is that when I filmed the November TBR, like maybe 2 weeks ago, I was where I am in this book, and I was already behind. And I just haven't picked this one up since I last picked it up a while ago, I think, like since the first week of October. And it's not because I'm not liking it, because I am liking it. Like, it is a fantastic book. Sorry about the lighting. It's a cloudy, sunny day here in England, so it's a bit all over the place. It's a great book. I think it's really interesting. I really am enjoying the look into war and also times of peace, and also the society and like the parlour and stuff, and the reflections that Leo Tolstoy is making on how both sides of war and also being in elite society is just like this massive pantomime that's going on. So I love all of that. However, I have not been feeling in the mood to pick this one up. And again, it's not because I'm not liking it, because I am, and I do think I'm really going to enjoy it. But I also know if I try and push through this when I'm not in the mood to read it, I'm not going to enjoy it. This book deserves more than that. I have also noticed that the parts where we're at the war, I'm not as engaged as the times where we're in elite society in the parlour setting. Like, I love that part of the book. And at the minute, we're in the war setting. I felt like I had to take a break from it. I talk about this in my November TBR, but I'm actually going to swap it out. The book I'm swapping it out for is completely different. It's so different, it's ridiculous. A House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, the first book in the Crescent City series. I love this. I love Sarah J. Maas. I absolutely adore her book. Yes, they are not for everyone. No, they're not the best written, but I just have so much fun with them. I speak about this every single time I talk about Sarah J. Maas, but I read her books as I was growing up. So as they were being published, I was reading them. So I have that nostalgia for her writing. And I don't know, there's just something about her books that just capture me. And we have the third book coming out in January. So I really want to reread this series. And so I'm going to be rereading House of Earth and Blood in November. I'm really excited for this. I've read this book probably about 3 times already, and I want to go through and annotate it because I haven't done that yet. So I would really like to do that for this book, and I will be doing that for the second book. And then obviously when the third book comes out, I will be getting my greedy little hands on that book. I'm so excited for it. Honestly though, with the way that it's been with A Curse for True Love, I am really tempted just to pre-order this book. Honestly, I might just do that now. I don't want it to be the case of that I go to store on release day and it's not there, and I actually love doing that. So I don't tend to pre-order a lot of stuff. I like going on release day to the store and having that experience. A Curse for True Love has shown me that that's not necessarily a good idea, especially because other people who had pre-ordered the books were getting their books on time. It was just the stores one. So I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to pre-order the third one. But we're going to be rereading this in November, and I'm going on holiday in November, at the end of November. And I was talking about the fact that I was going to take War and Peace with me. Well, that's been swapped out for this. I'm going to take this on holiday with me, and I'm going to have so much fun reading it. It is going to be so good. I haven't even talked about what this one is about. Probably do that. This is Sarah J. Maas' first adult book. Technically, all her other ones are YA, although the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, that goes into new adult as you go up throughout the series. But this is her first official adult fantasy series, and it is an urban fantasy setting. We're following Bryce, who's our main character. We actually follow a few different people, but Bryce is the first person we meet, and she has something really terrible happen. Honestly, if you haven't read this book, don't read the freaking synopsis, because that just spoils it, and I'm like, all those feels spoiled. Why would they do that? I mean, I get it because it happens really early on in the book, but also why? That would have been such a good impact. Regardless, something happens to Bryce, and then she becomes a part of this investigation to solve what happened, who was behind it, what's going on. We have a fallen angel called Hunt who is helping Bryce, trying to work out what's going on. In this world, we have fallen angels, we have fae, we have vampires, we have werewolves and like shapeshifter type beings. There is so many different creatures in this book. This is really good. I really enjoy it. It is just so it's fantastic, and I say this every single time when I talk about this book, but when I first saw this book, I was tempted not to get it. When I first read the first few pages, there is a lot of swearing and stuff in it, and I was like, you know what, that's not me. I don't like that in my book. And then eventually I caved and bought a copy because I was like, Sarah Jane, if I don't get it, I'm going to regret it. Also, really pleased I did that because I do not like the paperback versions of these books. And also I loved this book. I would say that on its own, this is tied in top place for me along with A Court of Silver Flames. Adore this book so much. Cannot wait to do my reread of this. I am so excited, in case you couldn't tell. So those are the 3 books that, one of which was mentioned in my November TBR, but the other 2 weren't. So this is a good space to talk about that. I do have a ridiculous pile of other books that I want to get to in November. That will all be in my November TBR, which will be coming out after this video. But yeah, it's a lot that I'm trying to get done in 1 month, and whether it actually happens or not, I don't know. But there we are. That is this reset video. I hope it was okay. I don't know, in all honesty, if we're going to keep these sort of videos. That very much depends on you. So please let me know if you have enjoyed this video, if there's other things that you want to see involved in it. I think I'll definitely do another one for December, as in end of November, for December's reset, because we'll be decorating for Christmas and stuff, so I think that'll be a nice one. And then we'll base it after these 2 as to whether it's something that you would like to see more of and continue on into. I mean, as I said, I do all of these things naturally anyway to get ready for the month ahead, so it was just deciding to put it all into an actual dedicated video, and hopefully you like it. I like watching other people's versions of these, so we'll see. See what you think. Let me know in the comments below if you've liked it, if there's other things you would like to see in future in these videos. Hopefully next time with the book shopping part. That would be good, because generally speaking, I find that I normally end up buying at least 1 book to read for the month, either because it's a book club pick or because it's a new release that I'm really excited for or something. So hopefully in each of these videos going forward, you will definitely get a little bit of some books that I want to read in the coming month that I may not talk about in my TBR video. Especially in December, I've got an idea for a video that I might not talk about in my TBR video, but we'll probably mention it in like a reset video. We'll do some decorating, we'll do some book shopping, and potentially we'll do another bullet journal setup, because I don't think I'm gonna post those anywhere else, but my reading journals, obviously they get posted to Instagram, and go from there. And like I say, if there's anything else you want me to talk about, this is kind of like the video to do it in, I guess. If you didn't enjoy this one as much, I don't mind that either if you let me know, hey, actually, you know what, I prefer your other content. It doesn't bother me because I haven't done this before, so it's kind of like an experiment, so let me know what you think. But okay, I'm gonna stop rambling about that because I think I've said that again in every single update as well, so hopefully editing me edits this nicely so it's not too repetitive and rambly for you. But okay, I'm gonna go. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, then let's put a blue heart for this book, and I'm gonna leave it there. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it that thumbs up, subscribe and comment. Those 3 things really help this channel grow. My social media links and anyone I've mentioned will be linked below, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.